People, in my experience, collect minerals for all manner of different reasons. Maybe you think that they have healing powers. Perhaps you meditate with them. Maybe you're just enthralled by the natural sciences or geology. Some people even buy them as investments. What's less understood, though, amongst these demographics is the general industrial applications for many of the things that punctuate and furnish your collections. Your mobile phone, for example, the one that you're watching this video on, it's only able to work because of many of the things that you would otherwise be collecting and sticking in a cabinet or on a bookshelf. What this video is trying to achieve is to give you a slightly more comprehensive understanding of what those minerals are and what they do. Quartz seems like a particularly good place to start. You've all heard of quartz, the natural amalgamation of silicon and oxygen. Silicon and oxygen, i.e. quartz, is crucial when making things like silicon chips or semiconductors, vital components within your smartphone. Then we have magnesite, and yes, I fully appreciate that I have spelt it wrong on the photograph, but I have had a very long day, and trust me when I say I am not going back and editing the photograph. You might just have to absorb this little micro injustice. Magnesite, or magnesium carbonate, is a vital component in the manufacturing of things like mobile phone cases. And then we have kunzite, the very pretty pink variety of the mineral spodumene, which is a word that's really fun to say. Kunzite is generally used in the manufacturing of things like lithium batteries, a vital component in the manufacturing of mobile phones more broadly. Gibbsite is basically the personification of a giant middle finger to both kunzite and magnesite. The reason for this is because gibbsite has multiple uses when manufacturing a mobile phone, most notably in cases and batteries. Show off. This little volcanic mineral is known as orpiment, which decays from the mineral realgar and is characterized by both sulfur and arsenic. Now, this existential and mildly dangerous mineral tends to characterize things like microprocessors as well as your smartphone's camera. Out of everything on the list, this is probably the one that you saw coming. This is copper. What does copper make up? Copper makes up basically all of the connecting tissue of your phone as well as all of the wires. Now let's move on to the lead molybdate mineral wolfenite, which is called that by virtue of the fact that it's comprised of lead and molybdenum, another word that's fun to say. Wolfenite is, in my opinion, a dreadful, ugly crystal. I don't like it, I'm famous for not liking it, and I've never really been able to articulate why. I just don't. Nonetheless, it is a chief component in things like circuit boards. Used in a number of microelectronic connectors and wires, gold might just be the mineral that takes you the most by surprise. Yes, all electronic components contain at least a small amount of gold and silver. Another mineral that is very prevalent in the manufacturing of mobile phone cases is fluorite, that old favourite, or calcium fluoride as you might know it. Another mineral is zinc spar, which you might also know as smithsonite. Like various other minerals, this is used chiefly in the manufacturing of things like circuit boards. Now you might be compelled to ask why I would make a video like this. Now, ignoring the fact that I do legitimately find the subject interesting, I actually made it in order to insulate myself from the bizarre virtuous characters that occasionally land on my live videos and then impulsively accuse me of destroying the planet. Ignoring the fact that I procure my minerals as a byproduct of the commercial mining industry, I think it's important to point out the hypocrisy of making that complaint from a mobile phone.